Hello and welcome to Prudent IAS, one-stop solution for all the competitive exams. Today we'll be discussing one of the most crucial sectors of the Indian economy, which is agriculture. It falls under General Studies, Paper 3. The approach for this video will be the same like all our previous videos. We'll do some discussion over this topic, then we'll phrase a sample model question and give you a sample model answer as per the UPSC standards. Most of you must be aware which question we are going to tackle, but all those who have no idea about it, do not panic. Just join our group Answer Writing by Prudent IAS on Telegram. There we send all these questions in a day advance so that you have ample time to write us your answers, send us your answers, do some peer-to-peer interaction. You can also access others' answers, but also we'll be evaluating one answer daily at no cost. So without wasting time, let's begin with today's topic. Indian agriculture feeding a billion and beyond. Indian agriculture is not just an economic activity. It is a way of life. It is central to the rural economy, the social fabric. Let me read out some data, then the importance of agriculture will be evident. India stands as the world's second largest agricultural producer with approximately $460 billion in output. Agriculture employs 43% of the Indian workforce. Approximately, this data is from the Periodic Labour Force Survey, and it contributes to 18% approximately to the national GDP. See, over the years, the share of agriculture has declined in the GDP, but this cannot negate the importance it still holds in the economy, because it is the backbone of the rural economy. But there are some challenges because it is plagued with low productivity, poor income and climate vulnerability. So we'll be looking at the evolution, the issues, the reforms in the agriculture. First, let me just give you some data which can be used while writing the answers or the essay. Let's start with the rice production. India is second largest rice producer globally with over 4,000 varieties of rice that are cultivated across the regions. India is second largest fruits and vegetable producer worldwide. Coming to the dairy sector, it is world's largest milk producer with approximately 210 million tons annually production. For wheat, it is the second largest producer globally. Now let's look at the historical evolution and green revolution. Before beginning with the topic, let me just quote Dr. M.S. Swaminathan. If agriculture goes wrong, then nothing will have a chance to go right in the country. Such is the importance of agriculture. So Green Revolution was a major event. So we'll be understanding the evolution by keeping Green Revolution as the central mark. Pre-Green Revolution, India struggled with food deficiency and low agricultural output. Then Green Revolution happened, and in the era from 1967 to 78, what happened? Introduction of high-yielding seeds and modern irrigation system, which transformed the agriculture by increasing the wheat production by 250%. Fertilizer use was also increased by 25-fold. What it ultimately led to? Food self-sufficiency. Food grain production rose from 82 to 330 million tons. So Green Revolution was a huge success. Today, what's important to understand what challenges are still faced by the farmers. First up is the climate change dependence on monsoon. 52% of the area is still rain-fed, and climate change has made rainfall more erratic. So even the summer's rainfall is happening, which is reducing the crop yields by 4 to 9%. It is damaging the crops. Financial strain because of poor income. Approximately 52% of the agricultural households are in debt. Water stress. Agriculture is a very water-intensive activity, and because of the water stress, 54% of India is facing this stress. Small land holdings. Approximately 86% of Indian farmers are small farmers who hold less than 2 hectares of land, which makes it difficult for mechanization, or even achieving economies of big scale. So in rural economy, what happens is, if a farmer is holding a 2-hectare land, right? And he has, suppose, 4 sons. So when he'll die, this land will get divided amongst his 4 sons, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Ultimately, the land will get more fragmented. It will lead to low production. Yield per hectare is below the global average. Why? Because of the outdated techniques, small land holdings, and the poor irrigation system. Market access issues. Middlemen still dominate the APMC mandis. Low price realizations. Farmers are not even aware of the actual price at which the produce is being sold, especially for the perishable crops. Now farmers are more prone to this because they want that once they have harvested their crops, the crops must just reach to the mandis and they must just sell it off. So in the rush and hush, what they do, they sell it often at lower prices, but the same produce is sold at higher prices. So low price realization. Post-harvest losses and infrastructure gaps, most important. Because of lack of cold storage, warehouses, and the rural roads, there is difficulty in transportation and storage. So when you will understand what problems agriculture is facing, then you will link that, okay, what reforms are being done and what needs to be done. Coming to the government reforms and initiatives on the lines of the challenges, we'll address these. So we'll divide these in schemes for income support, institutional reforms, technological reforms, and diversification and natural farming, that is sustainable practices. First up is the schemes for income support like PM Kisan, where the government is giving 6,000 direct transfer annually, though in installments. PM Fasal Bima Yojana for crop insurance. Soil health card. Soil health card, what is soil health card? So the farmer is told about the information on nutrients across the 12, they have 12 parameters across which they are giving the information, and also they will be giving the information which pesticides to use. Again, ENAM, a platform for all the farmers to sell their produce. Likewise, the institutional reforms. Model APMC Act, farm laws was implemented, but it is now withdrawn. FPOs, the farmer produce organizations to improve the market linkages. Technological reforms is the use of drones, remote sensing, and the use of AI. Climate resilient varieties like Krishi Vigyan Kendras, diversification and natural farming, which is focused on millet. So international year is also 2023 was declared the international year for millet, so that we diversify from wheat and rice production to other varieties as well. Promotion of zero budget natural farming. See, since this is an answer writing series, I'll be focusing on the question and answer part more, but in case you want discussion on any of these topics in detail, do let me know in the comment section. We'll be preparing a whole series of all the important topics in detail. Next up is, see, there were certain issues. Some issues are addressed by the government, but there is a whole lot of strategies that can be done, that is way forward. What are those? First is enhance the public investment in the agricultural infrastructure. If infrastructure is good, ultimately the production, the produce, the supply linkages, problems, issues, all will be tackled. So under infrastructure, what comes? Warehousing, logistics, irrigation, like the PM Krishi Sinchai Yojana. So just note here that we are using specific terminology, that is for agriculture we have certain key terms like the warehousing, logistics, right? And also we are quoting examples wherever possible. This will be the same approach we will be following in the answer, but today's answer and question is a bit different. I'll be telling you why. Promote sustainable farming, organic, natural farming and agroforestry. Agricultural tech and digital extension, because it is technology will bridge the information gap using the AI and remote sensing apps. Market and land reforms, modernize the land records. Digital India Land Record Modernization Program is already going on. So it is very important to ascertain the land records. Reform the mandi system while protecting the farmers' bargaining power. So the middleman must be eliminated, the farmers must realize the real cost, and they must be given the right price of their produce. Focus on the allied sectors, that is the dairy, poultry, fisheries, to boost the income. So to increase the income, we are addressing all these parameters. Now the model question for the day. Often what happens is in UPSC there is a complaint of the students that we have studied this topic, suppose ABCD, but the question was Kakaga. So there is no linkage between what we are studying and what the question is happening, is asked by UPSC. So today what I have done is I have given you a brief discussion on agriculture topic, but the question is not discussed. So what we'll do is we'll try to answer this question by analyzing what we have studied. What are the major challenges faced by the Indian farmers in the context of climate change? We have studied the challenges, right? But the challenges were across various parameters. But here it is explicitly mentioned that we need to focus only on the climate change parameters. Under climate change, there were 1 or 2 parameters which I told you, like dependence on monsoons, rain, water stress, etc., right? But we need to address it here properly as per the 15 mark 250 word question. We'll see how. Suggest climate resilient strategies for Indian agriculture. Now, we have given some strategies, some government initiatives in the discussion part, but we need to focus again on the climate resilient strategies. So sometimes from the topic, you need to develop some conceptual clarity and analyze, and while you will read the newspapers, you will do some linkages, then you will answer these questions in very, very good way. So the directive word over here is first what, and the next is suggest. There are 2 dimensions in the question. We'll equally divide the word limit. We'll leave some word limit for the introduction and conclusion. Rest 200 words will be divided equally between both the dimensions. Here we'll discuss the challenges one by one in brief. And here what is your opinion? That suggest your opinion is asked. So there is a lot of room for analyzing. What I want you to do now is just pause this video, write an answer yourself within the time frame, just put a timer and check how long it is taken by you to write this answer. Then you can play the video again and do some self-evaluation when I'll be discussing the answer. Or what you can do is just send us your answers in the comments in the Telegram group, Answer Writing by Prudent IAS. So let's move forward to the model answer. As I always say, we'll always follow the intro, body, conclusion approach. This is the basic structure which cannot be omitted at any cost. These are the structural headings which you need not to write. This is just for your understanding. So beginning with the introduction. Indian agriculture, largely rain-fed and resource-dependent, is highly vulnerable to the impacts of climate change such as erratic rainfall and rising temperature. So climate change has majorly 2 parameters which impact the agriculture. First is the temperature part and the second is rainfall. Develop the linkages, do some brainstorming, and then you will easily find out the points. The points are very easy. So this is the introduction, a brief introduction, which is setting up the topic. Now the body of the answer. Again, this need not to be written. Skip this heading. This is just a structural heading for your understanding. Challenges faced by the Indian farmers. I always focus that these headings need to be self-explanatory, which means you are not going to write okay challenges and colon. No, you will write challenges faced by the Indian farmers so that the examiner, without even reading the points below, has an idea that okay, you got the dimension right and you are addressing the demand of the question. Again, because you are using same pen for the whole paper, how you are going to highlight this heading? Just use either block letters, underline it, draw a box over it, anything is fine. Just make sure the heading is highlighted. Leave some space then start the points. You can use flowcharts, you can use any alignment, timeline alignment, but I always suggest the heading and subheading format is neat, presentable, and it is fine because the points here appear concise. So you even have a check on the word limit. So the challenges again, subheadings like irregular monsoons, most important with climate change, uncertain rainfalls affect the sowing and harvesting cycles. So here we are not just going to list down the what climate change is doing, that is this the irregular monsoons. No, you will link it with agriculture also, that because of the uncertain rainfall, it is affecting the sowing and harvesting cycle. Establishing linkages, addressing the demand properly is very important. Again, what climate change is causing? Simply temperature rise. But how is it going to affect agriculture? It will reduce the yield, especially in wheat and pulses, which are temperature dependent. Then extreme weather events like drought, floods, storm, what they're going to do? They will damage the crops. So just develop this technique of establishing the linkages, writing in very concise points and being very precise. Soil and water stress, again an impact of climate change. Depleting groundwater, salinity and erosion. Ultimately, what will it do? It will deplete the groundwater because agriculture is a water intensive activity. So it is increasing the water stress. Livestock and fisheries impact. Heat stress lowers the productivity. Pest outbreaks. Warmer climates increase pest and crop diseases. So these points are very, very common. Even with common sense, you can get these. But it's just do not panic that okay, we have studied this. I have not studied climate specific points. But after some brainstorming, you can easily jot down these points. Just establish the linkages. And if you remember any data, then it will be very good if you will quote any data as well. Like the water stress point, you can quote how much water stress. But keep the word limit in check. So the first dimension is addressed. Let's move to the second dimension quickly. Climate resilient strategies. Again, we'll choose one self-explanatory heading that will be neat, clear and visible. Same structure. Because it's a 15-mark question, so we can write under each subheading, we can write 4 to 5 points. I have given you 6 points. This also falls under the word limit category, but 4 to 5 points are well and good. So climate resilient crops. What are the strategies? Now here you can add anything which you feel is right because this has room for your opinion. You can even suggest what all points can be added in the comment section below. So promote the drought, flood tolerant and short duration varieties. How to answer this? See, it's very simple. If you will jot down the issues, that is the challenges that are faced because of the climate change, you have written now for the measures. For each point, write one measure. Like if there is drought, flood, storms, damaging crop, then what we need to do? We need to sow and promote such short duration varieties that are drought and flood tolerant. Very easy, right? Next up, because of the water stress, we have written that there is a problem of water stress, erratic rainfall, monsoon dependence. What you can do is you can use micro irrigation and rainwater harvesting. Next up is again diversification. We need to shift to millets, pulses and allied sectors like dairy, poultry. Weather advisory systems, because we are dependent on monsoon, so we need to be up to date with the weather advisory. Like we can use information communication technology tools for timely updates. Write the full form. Climate smart practices, adopt zero tillage, organic methods and agroforestry. These are some other measures which will generate income for the farmers. Again, risk management, expand the crop insurance and credit access because there is a huge scope of damage to the crops. So to protect the crops and farmers' interest, we need to expand the crop insurance. Here also we can see we are giving some strategies. So yes, we can write that these government measures are already being taken, but this needs to be done more. Second dimension is addressed. The word limit is kept in check. Last and final part is the conclusion. To safeguard the farmer livelihoods, India must integrate technology, policy and local practices to build a climate resilient agricultural system. Because this question had 2 dimensions and we have used a lot of word limit for these, that's why the conclusion is shorter. If you have more word limit remaining, then you can even add one more line here. So what all the parameters? Just quickly revise all the parameters which I've already told in the previous videos. First, hold on content. Now after today's video, what I want you to learn is, even if you have not studied that particular point, then too you can answer the question very easily. Just do some brainstorming and be very calm. Everything you have read, yeah, everything is present around you. You just need to develop the linkages. Second, address the demand. That means, if you have read the word climate change, do not just write erratic monsoon, temperature rise, but you need to address the demand. That is how this climate change is affecting the agriculture in India. We need to establish link. Third up is the structure of the answer. Very important. Structure can be, first what you will use is intro, body, conclusion approach. Next you can use heading, subheading format. You can use flowcharts, but flowcharts needs to be very, very neat and clear. Write heading in the center, then you can use a flowchart. Avoid congestion, avoid cutting, and just make sure that all the points are described at one place. So this structure can also be used. Fourth up, the most neglected part, handwriting. If you have poor handwriting, then just do not panic. You still have time. You can improve your handwriting. Just do answer writing practice between the lines like the students do in the classes, and ultimately you will develop neat and legible handwriting. Then what else? Underline the keywords if you feel that you have some time left. But for this, what you need to do is just keep a check at the time. It is very important to complete the paper in the given time. If you have written all the answers in some content, then your selection is, chances are above 60% because you have completed the paper on time. So keep a timer for each question. The overall presentation, that is the alignment of the answer. So here some points. Presentation includes some points, that is, if this is your answer sheet, as already mentioned in the previous lectures, I am repeating it for all the new students. You need not to write these points beyond the margin. Do not write anything beyond the margin. For presentation, just make sure your answer is aligned. Some students, what they do, they'll write one line here, they'll start second line here, third line here, draw a diagram here. No, just follow the alignment right from margin to margin. If you need to draw any diagrams, just make a small square or rectangle and draw the map work or diagram in here. So these are all the parameters on which you are usually judged while writing the answers. Keep these in mind and ultimately your write-up will improve. So that's it for today. I hope you have a clear idea about the agriculture in India and the question as well. Subscribe Prudent IAS on YouTube for more such videos. Join our Telegram group Answer Writing by Prudent IAS. The link of this will be given in the description box below. Thanks for watching.